Person is going to tell us about the Toastmaster of the day, the Master Evaluator responsibilities, table topics, and that gentleman is going to speak for about 10 minutes, and that is Sean Esler. Toastmaster Sean Esler.
Thanks, sir.
Right there's the mic if you need it.
Appreciate it. All right. First off, I don't know that impromptu falls under the fun category. Toastmaster, yes. I don't know about that one. Just sharing that. So I get to talk about the head table. You know, those four high-level individuals sitting up there at the front of the table judging everybody. I said, there's three roles, four members up there. First is our president, and he sits off here to the side. He or she sits off to the side here, opens, closes the meeting, introduces the guests, our dignitaries, votes in new members. They're pretty much done. The crux of the meeting falls to the Toastmaster, the ringleader of this circus that we have. And it should be. Because let me tell you, if you're going to have a meeting and you want members to join you and come back time after time, you need a meeting that is fun. If you're not having fun, if people are sitting there giving you the death stare or the deer in headlights stare, they're probably not coming back. So the Toastmaster role, you get to be the ringleader and keep the energy up there. It's challenging. There's a couple things that you got to follow through when you are the Toastmaster. Number one, you are responsible for confirming a certain number of the roles. Now, like Blake said, look at the schedule. There is a ton of information on the schedule, including who you are responsible for confirming. If you're the Toastmaster, you are responsible for confirming the invocation, the table topics master, the speakers, the alternate, and the grammarian. Okay? Those are your responsibilities to call, make sure they're going to be there and fulfill their role. And if they're not, make sure they understand it's their responsibility to fill that role, not yours. Except in case, no call, no show, you don't hear from somebody. That's a different story. The other thing that's going to happen is the Master Evaluator is going to get in touch with you with the roles they're going to confirm. And you got to turn around, turn that list over to the president. Okay? That's your responsibility to take care of by Thursday. All right? Because he's got to send that meeting update out to everybody the day before so everybody knows what's going on. But that's not the end of it, because once you got everybody there, we all know what happens. Friday morning shows up and 3 people didn't show up. Yeah, I'll be there. Sorry. So, get a copy of the meeting agenda. Now, I'll give you a little tip. My favorite part of this, fill this out ahead of time. All right? Yes, you may have to cross off a name or two, but by filling it out, it's going to get it in your head what comes up next. You don't want to be up there trying to read through this in the course of the meeting because your responsibilities are plenty. Remember, you're responsible for the energy of the meeting. So, speakers. You've got the speakers you've got to transition through. You could be talking about something from Jordan Kamaker out of the deep recesses of the funny part of his brain, which is that 80% here. And the second speech could be talking about childhood cancer. Somehow you've got to make that transition. Another tip, something I like to do. I ask everybody that I've got to confirm and everybody I've got to introduce to give me their introductions ahead of time. That gives me an idea what the tone of their speech is going to be. And that's going to help me throughout the course of the meeting. Okay? Yes, it's not always going to happen, and yes, somebody's going to scroll their introduction down on a little scrap of paper like this, and you're going to sit there and squint and then yell at them later for it. That's normal, but try and get it ahead of time. All right, keep the energy up. Make sure you take care of the transitions. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to train the guests. You've got people there that have never been to a Toastmasters meeting. So those little evaluation sheets sitting around the table, they don't know what to do with. So when those speakers get up there, hey, FYI, if you have any feedback for the speakers, fill out this section here. Remember, when we get down to the last speaker, put your votes in down there. They have no idea what to do unless somebody tells them they're going to miss out on an opportunity. So that's the overall for the Toastmaster. Introductions. Make sure you're confirming everybody. Make sure you're getting introductions. Make sure you're taking care of this. Make sure you are at the meeting well ahead of time. Do not show up if you are in any of the roles at 7:30. You are missing out, and you are going to be replaced.
Amen, brother.
Okay? Get there ahead of time because, again, as Toastmaster or Master Evaluator, you may have a last-minute fill-in you're going to have to take care of. All right, let's move on to the master evaluator. Okay? Second in line, but he'll come up at the end of the meeting. His job is to pretty much introduce the evaluators and the back table. He's going to introduce the speaker that spoke, that person's evaluator, which means that master evaluator needs to be paying attention to each of the speeches. Again, tone means everything. They're going to keep the energy up, introduce the next evaluator, let those 4 go through, and they're going to run the call for votes. Make sure everybody qualifies, raise your hand, do you vote for them? Great, they get a trophy. Then they got to go and rotate through the back table. Okay? Now, the back table will have been introduced at the beginning of the meeting by the Toastmaster, but the master evaluator now has to go through and get the reports from everybody at the back table. So you're going to start off with the tabulator. Depending on time, you may have to have them hurry up. Give them that little hand signal. Hey, by the way, time's running out. Get your tabulator's report, your timer's report, your dinger's report. Now you turn it over to the grammarian. Okay, grammarian's got the next longest piece of this meeting. They're going to have about 3 minutes. Again, you're the master evaluator. You are in charge of making sure that they are staying on time during those slots. Again, much like the Toastmaster, read the schedule. Okay? Please read this. There is a list of things that you are responsible for as a master evaluator to confirm. For example, the evaluators, the toast, and the back table, the tabulator, timer, dinger, and finally the thought of the day. Once you have confirmed them, send those to the Toastmaster. Toastmaster will then compile that and send it to the president. Okay. Any questions so far?
So does the Toastmaster have to ask somebody to be you're going to be doing the toast, or who wants to be a toast, or is that the master evaluator?
No, that should be already on your schedule. So they are going to confirm whether or not. Now, who's going to confirm it? Well, that's the master evaluator confirming that one. All right, and again, whoever's on the schedule, it is their responsibility to find a replacement, not yours. I've only had, I think in the number of years, one person that just complete no call, no show, we found a replacement for him.
I apologize.
Not enough. All right. And finally, our last role that's sitting at the head table, that is our topics master, our table topics master. This is the fun part. This is where you get to throw everybody the curveball, make somebody babble, cry, sit in a corner, and curl up and huddle. All right? We all do that still. Find a fun theme. Remember, you want to keep the energy up. You want people to answer. You want them to come back. Okay? Find a fun theme. Find something that you can follow through one after another. The last one I just did, I kid you not, it was a monthly calendar from my second grader's classroom. It was, here's your writing prompts. That was my table topic. And it was perfect because it gave everybody something really simple. We've done, Pepsi or Coke. There was some political things. Be careful with some of them. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. You can have a debate. You chose Pepsi, okay, argue for Coke. But let's not get too complicated and line people up in the middle of the floor. You're going to waste a lot of time. Okay? We want to get through as many as possible. So when you're up there, you get your table topics, shoot them. What is the topic? Throw it out there. And then go through your list. Now, you should have a list of who's on the roster for table topics, which is pretty much going to be everybody there that does not have a role. Go through all of your Toastmasters that don't have a role. Then if you have any visiting Toastmasters. And then, if by some chance you still have space and time, hit your back table and then your head table last. Very rarely do we have that. Your Toastmaster will be right here, keeping an eye on the time. You should be too. Make sure you leave enough time so that, in our case, 7:58, stop so we can have a vote and a 2-minute break. Okay? Your responsibility at the end of all this is to A, make sure everybody qualified, call for the vote, and send everybody off to take a break. All right, make sure you're including in all this your new Toastmasters, those that just got voted in. This may be the first time that they get an opportunity to speak. So again, make it fun, engaging, and make sure everybody's applauding for them. Because this is the most terrifying thing that we will do in Toastmasters. It is still the most terrifying thing we still do in Toastmasters. So So make sure everybody's having a good time. We don't want anybody, well, usually don't want anybody curling up crying in a corner. And let's see, verify everybody qualified, keep it simple. All right, and I think that's all I've got. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.